Honorable members, I cordially welcome you all to the winter session of Youth Parliament. Hope this session would be very fruitful one as we sit or deliberate the important matters concerning the nation. Today's first business is oath taking. Secretary General, please.
Ms. Jashwini Banerjee, who stands selected from Varanasi constituency of Uttar Pradesh state, will now take the oath of affirmation. Ms. Jashwini Banerjee, please. Madam, would you like to take oath or affirmation?
Oath, please.
In which language would you like to take the oath, madam?
In Hindi, please. मैं जशविनी बनर्जी को संसद के निश्चले साधन के सदस्य के रूप में चुनी गई हूँ। पूरी तरह से भगवान के नाम पर प्रमाण करती हूँ कि मैं भारत के संविधान के प्रति विश्वास और निष्ठा करूँगी, क्योंकि कानून की स्थापना के बाद मैं इसे बरकरार रखूंगी। भारत के संप्रभुता अखंडता को बनाए रखने और मैं ईमानदारी से उस कर्तव्य का निर्वहन करने प्रवेश कर रही हूँ।
Mr. P.H.V. Murari, who stands selected from Tirupati constituency of Andhra Pradesh state, will now take the oath of affirmation. Mr. P.H.V. Murari, please. Sir, would you like to take oath or affirmation? In which language would you like to take the oath, sir?
In Telugu, please. PHV Murari and నేను శాసనం ద్వారా నిర్మితమైన భారత రాజ్యాంగం పట్ల నిజమైన విశ్వాసం విధేయత చూపుతానని, భారతదేశ సార్వభౌమాధికారాన్ని సమగ్రతను కాపాడుతానని, పార్లమెంట్ సభ్యునిగా నా కర్తవ్యాలను శ్రద్ధతో అంతఃకరణ శుద్ధితో నిర్వహిస్తానని, భయం కానీ పక్షపాతం కానీ రాగద్వేషాలు కానీ లేకుండా రాజ్యాంగాల్ని శాసనాలని అనుసరించి ప్రజలందరికీ న్యాయం చేకూరుస్తానని దైవసాక్షిగా ప్రమాణం చేస్తున్నాను.
Honorable members, as we meet today, it is very sad to inform you all the demise of our former President Sri Pranab Mukherjee. He was the 13th President of India from 2012 until 2017. He was a committed social and political worker. He was one of the most senior leaders in INC. He served as a number of ministers like Finance Minister, Defense Minister, and External Affairs Minister. He played a prominent role in the development of the nation. He passed away on August 31st, 2020 at the age of 84.
Honorable Madam Speaker and the members of the House, it is very sad to hear that our former President Sri Pranab Mukherjee is no more. His demise is passing of an era. He served Mother India with the spirit of the sage. As the chief troubleshooter for the UPA 1 and UPA 2, at one point he was heading more than 50 groups of ministries, and he was the other Prime Minister. The Bharat Ratna Award was given by the Government of India in recognition of his services. The nation mourns losing one of its worthiest sons. I express my deepest condolences to his family and friends.
माननीय महोदय और सदन के सदस्य को यह कहता हूँ, बहुत दुख हो रहा है कि हाल ही में हमारा भारत के पूर्व राष्ट्रपति श्री प्रणब मुखर्जी का निधन हो गया। वह एक ईमानदार सामाजिक और राजनीतिक कार्यकर्ता थे। वह एक महान राजनीतिज्ञ थे जिन्होंने 5 दशकों के तक भारतीय राजनीति के लिए काम किया था। वह आईएनसी भारतीय राष्ट्र कांग्रेस में सबसे वरिष्ठ नेताओं से एक थे। उन्होंने रक्षा मंत्री, विदेशी मंत्री, केंद्र वित्त मंत्री जैसे कई कैबिनेट मंत्रियों के रूप में भी कार्य किया था। उन्होंने 2012 से 2017 तक भारत के 13वें राष्ट्रपति के रूप में भी काम किया था। भारत में राजनीतिक गतिविधियों पर उनका प्रयासों के बारे में उन्हें पद्म विभूषण और भारत रत्न से सम्मानित किया गया। मैंने उनके परिवार के प्रति मेरी गहरी संवेदना व्यक्त कर रहा हूँ।
Now, I request the House to stand in silence for a short while as a mark of respect to the departed soul. Secretary General may convey the message of condolences to his family.
Yes, ma'am.
Prime Minister may introduce new ministers to the House.
Madam Speaker, it gives me an immense pleasure to introduce the new ministers to you and to the House through you. Mr. Sukhwinder Singh from Punjab. He is our Cabinet Minister of Rural Development. Ms. Sai Saria from Andhra Pradesh. She is our State Minister of Forest and Environment.
Now, the question hour begins. Question number 101, Ms. Pravalika Sinha.
Good morning, Honorable Speaker, Madam. The agricultural bill, which is introduced in the House, is very helpful. Then, why thousands of farmers from all over the India came to Delhi to express their dissatisfaction on the bill of demanding for amendments? Why the union government delaying to come to a conclusion in favor of farmers? This shows that the government is totally in favor of capitalists. If not, required amendments might have been made by this time as demanded by the farmer. We want a relevant answer by the respected minister through you, Madam Speaker.
Minister of Agriculture, please.
Honorable Madam Speaker, in view of the demands of the farmers, 3-man committee has been constituted to discuss with the leader of the farmers. Meetings were conducted so far very soon. We will arrive to solution which will favor the farmers. We strongly believe that all the farmers in our country are very happy due to various programs have been implemented in our country. That's it, ma'am.
Madam, do you have any supplementaries?
No, ma'am.
Any more supplementaries? Ms. Harika Irani.
Madam Speaker, the Honourable Minister said that this Agricultural Act abolishes the mediator system and favors the farmers. But if you observe deeply, there is every chance of increasing capitalist system. Enormously, the government might not have thought this fact. Let us take an example that in a small village, a peasant who produces paddy or any crop, he was unable to sell the crop in his own village. At the same time, the peasant, due to lack of financial support and transport facility, he was unable to take the crop to city or town. So, he approaches small mediators through this act. The farmer can sell whatever he likes. Hence, the capitalists take this opportunity in their favor by establishing big or huge selling centers and purchase the goods with the rates fixed by them. So, I think this act may increase enormous capitalist system. Most of the farmers in our country are in the opinion that the system was not going to helpful to them. So, most of the farmers are opposing this act.
Minister, please.
मान्य महोदया, मैं माननीय सदस्य को आश्वस्त करना चाहूंगी कि यह कृषि अधिनियम किसानों का 100%, मैं फिर से दोहरा रही हूँ, 100% पक्ष है और यही पूंजीवादी व्यवस्थाओं का प्रोत्साहित करने वाला नहीं है.
Any more supplementaries? Miss Jayalakshmi Narayan.
Honorable Speaker, Madam, I agree what our minister said. We are expecting that our India's population may be double in 30 years. In this connection, how would we supply food for the increasing of the population? It is a question of world familiar scholars also. We want an answer by respected minister through Madam Speaker.
Minister, please.
Madam Speaker, okay, population maybe increases, then demand for food also increases. So, that's why we are developing technology methods in agriculture. The production of food before 1970, one farmer produced crop for only 4 members. And now, due to development of technology, one farmer cultivate crop for 73 members. Madam Speaker, we hope it may be increased from 73 to 155 members in 2030. And we are always trying to develop new technology as per the changing in circumstances in agriculture. Thank you.
No more supplementaries. Question number 1 or 2. Miss Paulmamba Devi.
Madam Speaker, we all know that our country has been developing in all the areas like education, agriculture, health, science and technology. At the same time, unemployment is increasing day to day. Today, there are nearly 15 crores of unemployed people in our country. Nearly 15 crores of unemployed people in our country, out of which several engineering graduates and postgraduates are also facing the same problem. Madam Speaker, it shows that in our country, human resources are not being properly and effectively utilized. Now, I request the respected Speaker for explanation on this issue from the Minister concerned.
Minister of Labor and Employment, please.
Madam Speaker, I could understand the main motto of the honorable member in this context. I would like to bring it to your notice that unemployment problem is increasing due to modernization and also rapid technological scientific developments in all areas like agriculture, industries, construction work. For example, previously 80% of population based on agriculture, whereas today 50% only based on agriculture due to implementing of mechanical systems like tractors, sieving machines, cutting machines, etc. Similarly, in construction work also, the employees' need is lessened. In laying of roads and other sectors also, the need of manual labor is decreased and population has also been extraordinarily increased. However, the government of India also planned and implemented various programs like NREGS, PMGSY for providing employment to rural youth. I will submit it, madam, that several skill development programs like Mudra and Make in India are brought into education system so as to make the educated youth as entrepreneurs for reducing unemployment problem in our country. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Any more supplementaries? Mr. Madan Mohan Gadkari.
Madam Speaker, what more programs are going to be implemented for total elimination of unemployed youth?
Minister, please.
Madam Speaker, through you, I would like to inform the honorable member that a committee has been constituted to prepare a plan of action for providing employment opportunities to all educated graduates, postgraduates, engineering, medical and management, etc.
Any more supplementaries? Ms. Dikshita Datta.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I fully agree the words of the Honorable Minister. Why? Because what she said is absolutely correct. During the rule of present opposition party, their employment, development was people experienced. It was minimal.
Members, please maintain silence. Member, please maintain silence.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. So people given an golden opportunity to our party. Soon after formation of our government, we mainly focused on some major sectors like agriculture, employment, education.
मैडम एक क्वेश्चन नंबर है, आप सीधे प्रश्न पहचानिए.
Okay, madam. Coming to the point, our party came into ruling. Till now, we took many important moves to eliminate unemployment in our country. So I request a little bit of delayed clarification on this point by the Honorable Minister through you, Madam Speaker.
Minister, please.
Honorable Speaker, Madam, when the time we came into ruling, we tried to solve unemployment problem in our country. So, we are planning to introduce many schemes for industrial development and agriculture development, etc. These schemes are very helpful to people.
Question number 103. Ms. Shanti Mukherjee.
Respected Madam Speaker, there are 13.77 lakhs of Anganwadi centers and 12.8 lakhs of people are working in these Anganwadi centers. Madam Speaker, they are telling that they are providing quality and nutritional food to the children who are under 5 years. But by the report of United Nations Interagency for Child Mortality Estimation, 3 infants die for every minute in our India. So I'm not thinking that they are providing quality and nutritional food to the children who are under 5 years. So I want to know through you, what are steps being taken by your government to eradicate the malnutrition problem and to decrease the mortality rate in our India? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Minister of Women and Child Welfare, please.
Honorable Madam Speaker, first of all, child welfare is important to the government. And now, in India, every Anganwadi center is developed very well. And number of Anganwadi centers having good drinking water facilities have increased from 10.16 lakhs to 11.76 lakhs. I repeat this, Madam Speaker, 10.16 lakhs to 11.76 lakhs. Every Anganwadi center is provided with one Anganwadi teacher, one ASHA worker. Through these centers, the children below 5 years are also given eggs and other nutritional food. The government had introduced so many schemes to reduce malnutrition in India and also plan to introduce some more programs to improve the child welfare. That's why the rate of malnutrition in India is substantially decreased. And a scheme called Anganwadi Services Scheme provides immunization, supplementary nutrition, and preschool education to the children. So the government's main aim is to eradicate the malnutrition problem in India by the end of 2030. Thank you.
Any more supplementaries? Mr. Chandrasekhar.
Respected Madam Speaker, as the Honorable Minister said that nutritional food is being supplied to all over the country. Then what about the children who are in rural areas are not getting proper nutritional food? Some tribal tandas in India, they do not have Anganwadi centers. In our country, 189.2 million people are suffering from malnutrition. What are the steps taken by the government to eradicate the problem of malnutrition in India?
Minister, please.
माननीय महोदया, सरकार गांवों में नए आंगनवाड़ी केंद्र बनाने की योजना बना रही है और सरकार ने बच्चों की बेहतरी के लिए केंद्रों की ढांचागत सुविधाओं में सुधार के लिए कदम उठाए हैं और राज्यवार धनराशि 2017 से 2018 में आंगनवाड़ी सेवा योजना के तहत आंगनवाड़ी भवनों के उन्नयन के लिए जारी की जाती है। इनका उपयोग पूरक पौष्टिक आहार कार्यक्रमों और 2017 में प्री स्कूल शिक्षा के लिए किया जाता है। धन्यवाद।
No more supplementaries. Question number 104. Ms. Tejasri Yadav.
Respected Madam Speaker, we all know that the British government have introduced first time railways between Bombay to Thane in 1853 for transportation of goods and providing travelling facilities to the people, keeping their self-interest in mind. Through the railways, the government of India have getting whose revenue. In 2007, the revenue from the railways was 647.86 billion rupees and it was increased to 2062.85 billion rupees by 2020. This figure shows that there was 3 times increase in the revenue of railways in these 13 years. But now the government wants to keep the profitable railways in the hands of private sectors. Madam Speaker, what we feel that the decision of the government is improper and meaningless, and through the decision the capitalists are going to get more profits and strengthen their position, and at the same time the common man is charged heavily towards the travelling charges. So through you, Madam Speaker, I once again request the government have to withdraw their idea of privatization, and we want a clear explanation on this through you by the respected minister. Minister of Railways, please.
Madam Speaker, it is true. The railways are the main source of income to the government. I would like to inform the House that the government has given permission only to certain parts of railways like maintenance of AC coaches, blankets and pillow covers, and for internal canteens to the private contractors in order to lessen the burden on people and providing more improved facilities. Now, I assure the honorable member that the government have no idea of privatization of railways. Thank you.
Madam, do you have any supplementaries? No, madam. Any more supplementaries? Miss Dhanlakshmi.
Madam Speaker, it is not true. The maintenance of railways and internal canteens has been given private sector. It is not fair that the government is given permission to some private organizations to run trains in some route. We feel that the government is going to be incur loss financially and people are affected by this issue. So, I want clear explanation by respected minister through you, Madam Speaker.
Minister, please.
Madam Speaker, I would like to inform the honorable member that the government handed over a certain parts of railways in order to provide improved facilities to the public.
Any more supplementaries? Mr. Yashwant Sinha.
Madam Speaker, the railway minister is trying to sidetrack the issue by saying that the government is not favor of privatization. But it's not true. The government handed over metro trains and sent railway tracks to the private contractors.
Minister, please.
Madam Speaker, there are 4 main reasons for permitting the private organizations to start the metro lanes. There will be no financial burden to the government to complete the metro projects in stipulated time, to provide quick transport facility with cheaper cost, to facilitate the traffic. However, the matter will be discussed thoroughly in taking further actions.
Question number 105. Opposition leader, please.
Honorable Madam Speaker, as we all know that in most of the countries, they have made the COVID testing available for free. But why have the Indian government created a two-tier system by allowing the private lab to charge for it? And how did arrive at a huge cost of 4,500 per each test? And what is the government doing to ensure that all Indians have equal access to testing, and no matter which state they live in and whether the people can afford to pay for the test? If the government hospitals should work properly, what is the necessity for the people to go to private hospitals? From through you, Madam Speaker, I want to know the reason why the government was so harsh on the common people.
Minister of Health, please.
नमस्कार अध्यक्षा। कोविड-19 सबसे घातक वायरस है। यह कहने में कोई अतिशयोक्ति नहीं है कि इस तथ्य से दुनिया भर में लाखों लोगों को संक्रमित हुआ है और इस वायरस के कारण उनकी मृत्यु हो गई है। इससे काफ़ी हद तक घबराहट हुई है। इस स्थिति को देखते हुए सरकार ने एक महत्वपूर्ण उपाय करने के लिए देश में सभी राज्य सरकारों को धनराशि प्रदान की। वायरस के प्रसार के आधार पर उचित रूप से बड़ी संख्या के लोगों को परीक्षण करने के लिए उपयोगित वस्तु जैसे सैनिटाइज़र, मास्क, पीपी किट, दस्ताने, साबुन और आदि कुछ दिए गए। नजीब प्रयोगशालाओं को जनता के अनुरोध पर परीक्षण करने की अनुमति दी गई और नजीब प्रयोगशालाओं ने लागत के आधार पर मूल्य 4,500 लेने की निर्धारित की है, लेकिन अब परीक्षण का आदेश केवल 750 रुपये है। और विपक्षी मंत्री ने यह कहा है कि सरकारी अस्पतालों में कोई भी काम ठीक से नहीं हो रहा है करके, लेकिन वह जानते हैं कि सरकारी अस्पतालों में डॉक्टर जीवन की गिनती के बिना काम कर रहे हैं करके। मैं फिर से दोहराता हूँ, जीवन की गिनती के बिना काम कर रहे हैं करके। द वर्ल्ड हेल्थ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, यूनाइटेड नेशन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन and all over the world appreciate the steps taken by our Indian government, and that's what doing for Indian people.
Any more supplementaries? Miss Riza Joshi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The government have announced 50 lakhs is cover for health workers involved in the fight against COVID-19. Officials have said that these 50 lakhs is only for accidental loss of life. Is the accidental insurance or life insurance? Then what happens if a health worker needs a medical treatment? The finance ministry already said that these 50 lakhs is only for 3 months. I repeat this, these 50 lakhs is only for 3 months. So what happens if the pandemic extends beyond these 3 months?
Leader of the House, please.
माननीय महोदया, जो स्वस्थ कार्यकर्ताओं को कोविड-19 बीमारी से निपटने के लिए काम कर रहा है और बीमारी के अनुबंध का सबसे अधिक जोखिम का सामना कर रहा है, उनको सरकार ने 50 लाख का बीमा कवर प्रदान करने का प्रस्ताव किया है। वित्त मंत्री ने 26 मार्च को एक प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस के दौरान इसकी घोषणा की। स्वस्थ कर्मचारियों की प्रदान किया जाने वाला जीवन बीमा कवर 3 महीने के लिए होगा। इस बात की उम्मीद है कि पूरे भारत में कोविड-19 संकट से निपटने के लिए काम कर रहा है और सबसे अधिक जोखिम का सामना कर रहा है। कोविड-19 मामलों की संख्या बढ़ रही है। सरकार ने स्वस्थ देखभाल प्रदाताओं के लिए बीमा योजना को 3 महीने तक बढ़ाया है।
No more supplementaries. Question number 106. Mr. Muhammad Trishan.
Respected Madam Speaker, our Finance Minister at the time of introduction the GST bill in 2016 said that the loss of all states would be back as compensation for 4 years up to 2020. But why are you, government not standing by your words this year? What is that? Why it is happened? I want a relevant answer from respected minister.
The Minister of Finance, please.
Speaker, sir, we have already released the 6th installment of 6,000 crore to the states as back-to-back loan to meet the GST compensation shortfall. A total amount of 36,000 crore released so far. This is in addition to additional permission of 1,06,830 crore granted to the states for additional borrowing. I repeat this, 1,06,830 crore granted to the states for additional borrowing. The Ministry of Finance announced this, but still, they are trying to portray the work we did as not done. This is not at all fair, Speaker, sir.
Any more supplementaries? Rajlakshmi Pandey, please.
Speaker, sir, they may release funds. They are said to be compensated. But the given loan, it will burden to the states. Why they are turning loan as compensate? What is the benefits of the loan?
Minister, please.
Speaker, sir, we gave the loan and we are calling the loan as loan. I mentioned it as back-to-back loan. We hadn't made any attempt to turn it as compensation. But during this economic deflation period, giving a loan is also very much difficult. This is only working to ease the burden on the states. I hope they will understand the main motto of the government.
Any more supplementaries? Devi Arishita Shekhawat, please.
Honorable Speaker, sir, they said that they did this to bring some relief to the states. They are plotting to get some temporary relief and repay the amount due. How right it is to say, I repeat this, how right it is to say, this is for their good. I want to know the answer through you, Speaker, sir.
Minister, please.
Speaker, sir, we gave these loans temporarily. As I already said, this is only working to ease the burden on the states. We will reconsider this issue and we may make another decision regarding this after this financial year.
No more supplementaries? No more questions, please. Now the question hour is over.
Respected Speaker, sir, in my parliamentary constituency, National Institute of Medical Health was inaugurated just 15 days ago, where a flag was also laid. For this program, Honorable Health Minister and Honorable Chief Minister of that state and other Council of Ministers attended. In this occasion, the district administration made a breach of privilege as they intentionally not informed and not invited me as MP to the inaugural function. And also, my name was not shown on the flag. Therefore, I request you to treat this issue as breach of privilege of Parliament member and take necessary actions as per the law against the responsible officers concerned.
Really, the issue is to be examined deeply with the committee and I will initiate appropriate action as per the law. Honorable Minister of Defence, please lay your papers on the table of the House.
Yes, sir. I will submit the papers on the table in the afternoon session.
Education Minister, please lay your papers also on the table of the House.
Sir, the papers are ready. I will lay the papers on the table in 5 minutes.
Secretary General to report message from the Upper Chamber of Youth Parliament.
Sir, I have to report this following message received from the Secretary General of the Upper Chamber. I am directed to inform the Youth Parliament that the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Bill 2019 has been passed by the Upper Chamber as sitting held on November 11, 2020.
Secretary to lay on the table of the House. The bill 2019 has passed by the Upper Chamber.
Sir, I lay on the table of the House the bill as passed by the Upper Chamber.
Honorable members, I have to make an important announcement on my behalf and on behalf of honorable members of the House. I have great pleasure in extending our warm welcome to Ms. Varshini Koiral, Mr. Jashwant Komal Dahal from Nepal Parliament. They had arrived as they received invitation from the Parliament of India and now we are seated in this special box. Hope they would have a happy and fruitful journey in our country. Now let us take up the calling attention motion. Mr. Ashwadham, please.
Honorable Speaker, sir, I want to bring to your kind notice that nearly 75,000 students of our country went to America for higher studies. Though the government have been maintaining very good relationship with America, the past President of America has not responded properly towards the studies of our students. They have faced a lot of problems in continuing their studies. In view of facilitating the students studying in America, what steps are being taken by the government may kindly be clarified through you. Madam Speaker, is the government planning to bring these problems to the new President?
Minister of External Affairs, please.
माननीय महोदय, हम उन देशों के विदेशी मंत्रियों से बात किया था। वे जो बताया था उन शर्तों पर पूरा विवरण उनसे पूछा था। वे भी हमारे भारतीयों के प्रति सकारात्मक रूप से प्रतिक्रिया दी है और हम हमारे देश के विद्यार्थियों को आने वाली दिनों में कोई समस्या ना आने जैसे देखने के वादा करती हूँ। और जो विपक्षी सदस्य ने हमसे प्रश्न पूछा था कि अमेरिका मंत्री ने जो 75,000 जो विद्यार्थी है उनका वीज़ा जो है वो रद्द किया था, तो आपको मैं बता दूं कि महोदय, अमेरिका शिक्षा के सहकार मंत्रियों से बात चल रही है और हम हमारे देश के विद्यार्थियों को आने वाली दिनों में कोई समस्या ना आने जैसा निर्णय भी लिया जा चुका है।
माननीय महोदया,
अमेरिका पूर्व राष्ट्रपति डोनाल्ड ट्रंप भारत आए, अपना 1 साल पूरा कर लिया, लेकिन हमारी सरकार रद्द वीजा पर कोई कार्रवाई नहीं कर रहे हैं। आपकी सरकार को इस गौर जिम्मेदारी के पीछे, इररिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी के पीछे क्या कारण है?
What are the actions taken by your government to ensure no other countries bother our Indian students?
माननीय महोदया, क्या आपके सरकार इस घटना के बाद अमेरिका के साथ दोस्ती या आतंकवाद को बढ़ाएगी? अगर हमें अमेरिका सरकार के साथ किसी भी तरह का व्यवहार करना है तो आपका सरकार क्या करेगी? इसलिए मैं आपके माध्यम से माननीय मंत्री जी से उत्तर चाहती हूँ।
Minister of External Affairs, please.
Respected Madam Speaker, in this issue, already we discussed it with American government. As early as possible, our government will try to solve this problem. We promise the Indian students who are in America need not to worry about this issue.
Now, the House will take up the consideration of NEP 2020 bill. Minister of Education, please.
Honorable Madam Speaker, I feel pleasure to introduce the new bill, that is New Educational Policy 2020. Education is fundamental for achieving full human potential, developing an equitable society, and prompting national development. This policy proposes the revision and revamping of all aspects of educational structure. The NEP 2020. As per this policy, 5+3+3+4 curriculum is going to be implemented in the place of 10+2 curriculum. The new structure can be better understood with a child's age, that is 3 to 8, 8 to 11, 11 to 14, and 14 to 18 years respectively. By this system, we want to provide an enormous, meaningful, creative, and proficient education in India. The government's main interest is to get good results through this NEP by providing education to primary classes with regional language or mother tongue as the medium of instruction. The NEP also includes the 3-language policy. Here, all students will learn 3 languages in their schools. It is a mandatory that at least 2 of the 3 languages should be native to India. Clause 1, multi-stream, flexibility to choose subjects across streams. All subjects to be offered at 2 levels of proficiency. Clause 2, diluted board. Board exams to test only core competences could become modular and will be offered twice a year. Clause 3, bagless days. School students to have 10 bagless days which they are exposed to vocation of choice, that is informal internship. Clause 4, multilingualism. Under the section called multilingualism and the power of language, the NEP says wherever possible the medium of instruction until at least class 5, but preferable till class 8 and beyond will be the mother tongue or local language or regional language. Madam Speaker, I am confident that all the honorable members, irrespective of party, will accept the consideration of New Educational Policy 2020. Thank you.
Ms. Sindhu Gehlat.
Honorable Speaker, Madam, I fully support this bill. The introduction of New Educational Policy 2020 is a historical necessity because I would like to point out that in this new educational approach, the student has a skill to achieve all-round development. Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan said that the future of our country is not decided by the parliament but by the school. New educational policy is a comprehensive framework to guide the development of education in a policy. The new educational policy is tailored to favor a neo-colonial economic order. It aims to increase gross enrollment ratio in higher education, including vocational education. For this, 35 million new seats will be added to higher education. This policy also proposes phasing out of all institutions offering single streams and that all universities and colleges must aim to become multidisciplinary. So I strongly support this bill.
Ms. Vaishnavi Kaur.
माननीय महोदया, राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति 2020 में एक नकारात्मक कारक प्रतीत हुई थी। प्रत्येक विषय के लिए शैक्षणिक संस्थानों में मातृभाषा को प्रस्तुत करना एक समस्या है
और चुनौती मातृभाषा से स्टूडेंट में लाने की होती है। शिक्षा नीति 2020 के समाज के वर्गों के बीच अंतर को भी बढ़ाया जा सकता है, जबकि सरकारी स्कूलों के छात्रों को उनके संबंधित क्षेत्रीय भाषा में पढ़ाया जा सकता है और निजी स्कूलों के छात्रों को प्रारंभिक से अंग्रेजी शुरू की जा सकती है। हालांकि अब ये प्रश्न उठता है कि अगर 2 साल में अपने डिप्लोमा को कर सकते हैं तो कोई भी इस कार्यक्रम को क्यों जारी रखेगा? यदि 2 साल बाद कोई भी इस कार्यक्रम को बीच में छोड़ दे तो उसे काम के साथ अनुभव आसानी से मिल जाएगी और वो लंबे समय तक मूल्यवान होगा। माननीय मंत्री के द्वारा पेश विधेयक खंड 4 की विषय यह है कि छात्रों को मातृभाषा या क्षेत्रीय भाषा में शिक्षा प्रदान की जा रही है। यदि उसे अंग्रेजी के अलावा मातृभाषा या क्षेत्रीय भाषा में से किसी एक को चुनने की अवसर दिया जाता है। ऊपरी वर्गों में जाने पर एक राज्य से दूसरे राज्य में जाने पर कोई परेशानी नहीं होगी। इसलिए मैं इन सब पर एक विचार करना चाहती हूँ। धन्यवाद।
मिस सिमरन तोमर।
अध्यक्षा, ये कहा जा सकता है कि राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति 2020 ने एक नए इतिहास की शुरुआत की है, क्योंकि मैं ये भी कह सकती हूँ कि इस नए पाठ्यक्रम से छात्र हर चीज़ के आमने सामने के विकास को प्राप्त करेगा। यही नहीं, अन्वेषण सहित व्यापक शैक्षिक दृष्टिकोण के साथ खोजों के लिए अवसर भी मिलेगा। इसके द्वारा छात्र रचनात्मक सोचता है और नए विचारों के साथ आता है। मैं आपको सूचित करना चाहूँगी अध्यक्षा कि ये शैक्षिक नीति देश को विकसित करने में मदद करेगी, इसलिए मैं इस शैक्षिक नीति को अपना पूरा सहयोग करती हूँ। धन्यवाद।
Opposition leader, please.
Honorable Madam Speaker, languages seems to be a negative factor in NEP 2020. The Indian government wanted to follow in steps of other countries like China, France, Germany, where the foreign student need to learn the language of the country to understand the country better. But our India has 21 active languages and not one national language like in other countries. So, introducing mother languages in academic institutions for each subject is a problem for children to learn. Our India have a problem of distributing teacher and student ratio. While the students in government schools will be taught in their respective regional languages and the students in private institutions will be introduced to English from the early classes. As this will increase, the number of students feel uncomfortable in communicating in English will also be increased. Thus, it will make the gap between sections of the societies. And the new structure brings changes to the examination structures too. As per existing norms, a child gives an exam after every academic year. But once the NEP 2020 is implemented, the children will give examinations only in the classes 3, 5, 8, 10. This is apart from the boards in which too will see considerable changes. So, Madam Speaker, I and our members of opposition strongly opposes the implementing of National Education Policy 2020.
Leader of the House, please.
माननीय महोदया, नई शिक्षा नीति 2020 जो पुरानी शैक्षिक नीति 1986 में बदल गई है। शिक्षा प्रणाली वर्तमान में 10+2 संरचना का अनुसरण करती है। जल्द ही इसे 5+3+3+4 करिकुलर स्ट्रक्चर से बदल दिए जाएगी। The new education system can be better understood when it corresponds with a child's age, that is 3 to 8, 8 to 11, 11 to 14 and 14 to 18 years respectively. यह स्पष्ट है कि मातृभाषा पहली भाषा है जिसे एक बच्चा समझता है, इसलिए understanding newer concepts is much easier when it is done in the mother tongue. यह नई शिक्षा नीति छात्रों को व्यवहारिक ज्ञान देने के महत्व देगी। यह छात्रों को कम उम्र से वैज्ञानिक ज्ञान विकसित करने में मदद करेगी। राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति का लक्ष्य नई गुणवत्ता वाले उच्च शिक्षण संस्थानों को स्थापित करना आसान बनाना। It will promote a value-based education. यह नई शिक्षा नीति ग्रामीण और शहरी दोनों क्षेत्रों की उपयोगी है। The new education policy aims for universalization of education from preschool to secondary level with 100% gross enrollment ratio in school education by 2030. यह नई शिक्षा नीति 2 करोड़ बच्चों को मुख्य धारा में लाएगी. The new policy will facilitate foreign universities opening campuses in India under a new law. मैं आपको सूचित करना चाहूँगा कि माननीय मंत्री द्वारा पेश किया गया विधेयक भविष्य में वर्तमान विकसित शिक्षा नीति छात्रों को सर्वांगीण विकसित करने के लिए उपयोगी है. I heartily commend the Honorable Minister for thinking so forward and introducing such a bill. मुझे उम्मीद है कि यह नई नीति उत्कृष्ट परिणाम लाएगी. इसलिए मैडम स्पीकर, I strongly support this bill.
Now, the question is that the bill to provide for NEP 2020 matters connected therewith or incidentally thereto will be taken into consideration. Those who are in favor will say aye. Aye. Those against it will say no. No. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The motion is adopted. Clause by clause consideration. मिस वैष्णवी द्वारा क्लॉज 4 में एक संशोधन है. क्या आप इसे आगे बढ़े रहे हैं?
माननीय मंत्री जी ने जो उत्तर दिया है वह छोड़ देने की प्रवृत्ति में है, लेकिन संतोषजनक ढंग से नहीं है, इसलिए मैं अपने संशोधन को पेश कर रही हूँ.
Now the question is that clause 2(4) stands part of the bill. Those who are in favor will say aye. Aye. Those against it will say no. No. I think the noes have it, the noes have it, the noes have it. The motion is not adopted. Now the question is that clause 1, the enacting formula and the title stands part of the bill. Those who are in favor will say aye. Aye. Those against it will say no. No. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The motion is adopted. Minister of Education, please.
Madam Speaker, I move that the bill be passed.
Now the question is that the bill be passed. Those who are in favor will say aye. Aye. Those against it will say no. No. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The motion is adopted. The bill is passed. Now the House will take up the private member's resolution. Mr. Prashant Javadekar.
Madam Speaker, I move the following resolution. This House recommends that the government should produce more effective instructions to check legal loopholes through which the child trafficking slip can be prevented and for matters connected therewith or incidentally there to be taken into consideration. Clause 1. Elements of human trafficking. Sale and purchase of human body for any purpose. Taking the person to foreign countries for the purpose of trafficking. Involving a woman in prostitution by undertaking undue influence by fraud, threat, force or by any other. Clause 2. To include guardians and relatives involved in child trafficking in same scale with kidnappers and others. Because it has come to our notice that there have been cases where a child is forced by his guardian who are looking after him. Clause 3. Anyone who got involved in this would be punishable with maximum penalty, that is death sentence or imprisonment for the life. Clause 4. Those convicted of such offences shall be disqualified from enjoying political rights or should give compensation or both as per the weightage of crime, industry, begging, selling of body parts and so on. Clause 5. Appointment of trafficking police officers. Madam Speaker, I am confident that all the honorable members, irrespective of party affiliation, will welcome wholeheartedly and through it helps to eradicate this horrendous practice once for all. With these words, I now move the Child Trafficking and Prevention 2 Bill 2019 be taken into consideration.
Minister of Home Affairs, please.
Madam Speaker, coming to the part of legislation, I am not able to understand the necessity of new law. There is a plethora of laws and acts which ensuring the production of children in any kind of exploitations. For example, the Child Labor Prohibition and Regulating Act in 1986 and 1993, etc. On 10th December 1996, the Supreme Court of India, in a historic judgment, also banned the practicing of employing children in a hazardous industries and ordered that creation of a corpus fund which contributes 25,000 each from the employer and the government to ensure compulsory education for children, taking the due from the above judgment, and employers of children should make by beginning with at least the basic facilities. और महोदया, उपर्युक्ति निर्णय के कारण बच्चों में नियक्ताओं से तब काम करके एक शुरुआत करनी चाहिए जब कम से कम एक स्वस्थ काम करने की स्थिति में प्रवाह किया सुविधाएं प्रदान की जाए और कर्मचारियों की आवास बीमा, मनोरंजक, शैक्षिक सुविधाओं के अलावा उन्हें स्कूल में बच्चों को रुचि के बनाए रखने के लिए मुफ्त भोजन, मुफ्त किताबें, स्टेशनरी और वर्दी। इसलिए मेरे राय में हमें एक नियमों के बाद मौजूद नियमों की शक्ति से लागू करना चाहिए। सरकार के द्वारा किया जा रहे प्रयासों का उद्घाटन है। आपके माध्यम से उन समस्या को पूरा करने के लिए मैं मान्य सदस्यों को उनका प्रस्ताव वापस लेने की अनुरोध करता हूँ।
Mr. Prashant Javadekar.
Madam Speaker, I am grateful to the honorable members for lending support to my resolution. In the view of assurance given by the Honorable Home Affairs Minister, and since a law has already been enacted to deal with these matters, I hope that the government will take all stringent measures to eliminate this problem. Therefore, I may be allowed to withdraw this resolution.
Has the honorable member leave the house to withdraw his resolution? The resolution by leave of the house is withdrawn. Now, the house is adjourned to meet again tomorrow at 10 a.m.